Hello everybody, I am Jedi Jack Penguin, and today I'm really excited to be bringing you a Disney 100th celebration review. So today we're going to be looking at set number 43217, the Up House. This set includes 598 pieces and retails for $59.99 when it released on April 1st of 2023. It is so amazing to finally see LEGO making minifigure Disney sets and even giving us Pixar sets even before we get regular sort of Disney classic animation sets. It's just so fantastic, and revisiting a movie that released back in 2009 of all things, I am just so ecstatic, and it's just so wonderful to see that this thing exists, and even at a cheap enough price point that just regular everyday LEGO fans will definitely be able to pick this set up, as long as LEGO does actually keep up with the demand. Starting off with the box art, you get your logo from the top, as well as 100 Years of Disney, even though this doesn't directly fall into the 100 Years of Disney animation, as this being a Pixar property. I don't know how this works, but we're getting Pixar and live action stuff as part of this Disney 100 celebration, which I honestly don't really mind. It's great to see minifigure Disney sets instead of mini dolls, because I think it would be really awkward and weird if we got mini doll versions of these characters. Definitely Doug falls into that sort of mini doll sort of character style, but definitely will be one of the highlights of this set, at least for me as a dog lover. But anyways, you get this really nice silvery greebling across the board, which you'll see continued from the sides of the box. You may notice some familiar pieces that appear in other Disney sets. You can see a look at the interior of the build, which is again packed with so many references, which I just think is amazing. The attention to detail in the set is fantastic, though there are a few nitpicky things that I'm going to talk about when we actually get to the build. But anyways, just such a fantastic set, and I'm so happy that this thing exists. Let's bust this open and take a look at what's inside. Included in the box are 4 numbered bags, as well as your sticker sheet and instruction manual. This set may include a lot of stickers, but I think we can look past that just because of the sheer amount of references that they were able to jam-pack into this $60 set. I mean, it's really great to see some of these like portrait pictures here, and even the adventure book, which I'm just so happy that they were able to include that. Even the inclusion of the TV and their wedding picture and their dream, all nice and big for another portrait there. I just am so in love with a lot of the references here. Looking at the instructions, we do get that ugly render style that you're going to be seeing for all LEGO Disney sets with that blue background there. You get more of a booklet style for this instruction manual. From the back, you get a Win character from LEGO Friends, which is kind of confusing. I guess they include that on the back of the Disney Princess sets, which is why that exists there. We get your piece count for 2 pages, as well as a quick Rebuild the World advertisement and one for the January wave of Disney Princess sets, which honestly I don't really have much to say about these. And that leads to our final overall model. No other advertisements for any of the other minifigure sets that we may end up seeing in the foreseeable future. To begin our minifigure selection, first we have Carl Fredricksen, who may be smiling at the moment, though we'll fix that real nice and easily. This character includes a double-sided facial expression, one with this smirk, and then another one that much better fits him throughout most of the film, this unhappy, stubborn look from the back side. Hairpiece I think also works pretty well for his character. You get those big eyebrows and the glasses from the front. I think this face just really captures him. We also get a brand new torso piece for his character where you can see the bow tie. The pants go up to the middle of his torso, which I think is really funny. Mid-sized legs there, though probably my favorite part of the torso piece has to be the inclusion of that grape bottle cap as the pin that he got from Ellie way back when in his childhood. I think it's fantastic that LEGO was able to include that. Additionally, we get one accessory of his walking stick here, which some people have complained that the skate piece wasn't recolored to represent the balls on the bottom of the cane, but honestly, I think it works fine the way it is. Just pretend that he threw them to try and ward Doug off. That's the way that I took it. We also get some back printing, which again really helps define this character's outfit. LEGO just really went all out with these minifigures, and you'll see that again with our next one. Next up, we have Wilderness Explorer Russell coming to help Carl maybe cross the street or cross just way too much earth. This figure is just the definition of perfect, and I don't think LEGO could have done any better. We get dual molded legs where we get the brown and the flesh tone in the middle. We also get dual molded arms just to represent the sleeves there, which is amazing. You can see all the different little pins and patches on his scout sash, and even just the little handkerchief ascot there. I think this figure is just so amazing. We also get an under the neck accessory which helps attach this giant backpack, which is loaded with all sorts of different accessories. Here we have some binoculars. I believe this is maybe like a blowhorn or something, I don't know. Frying pan, and of course we got to get a fork and a mug over here. Just all sorts of weird accessories, and you get that full orangey yellow color for the backpack. If you remove that, you can take a better look at the back, where you can see the continuation of that ascot as well as the sash going around the figure. Again, love the printing, and it's something that wasn't really even necessary because it's all going to be covered up by this backpack anyways. Now on to the facial expression for this character. You get a really nice open mouth smile, and it is fantastic. But not only that, we get a brand new hair hat combo which fits his character so well. I love this hair hat combo, it's fantastic. I really hope that they end up using that hair hat combo on a short round minifigure in the future. That's something that I would really love to see. One last thing I have to talk about when it comes to this minifigure, just like Carl, we get a double-sided facial expression, so we have another smile from the back side. I love that LEGO really went all out with these figures. The printing, the dual molding, it's just fantastic. Now to finish us off, coming to kill each and every squirrel he comes upon, we have Doug, who is a brand new dual molded piece for 2023. I'm so happy that this exists. It's so amazing. I love how Doug turned out. Get the dual molding of the tan and the brown right there, which you can see show up on the collar, which allows him to speak, as well as the nose there. You can see it even coming out a little bit in the mouth area. And we get printing on this character on top of that for like the tongue area and also for the eyes. I think LEGO did an amazing job with Doug. I mean, not much posability. You get him in a sitting position. You can see the tail and the ears fully defined on his character. I'm also going to show him from the bottom so you can also see the dual molding inside just a little bit. You can see the brown inside the body there, and also the anti-studs, which allow you to place him on studs wherever you want. Fantastic figure, so happy that he was included, and goes well with the other two minifigures that we got in the set. Now before we move on to the builds included for Carl's house and just that side piece of the yard, I did want to talk about our minifigures one last time. Absolutely fantastic lineup, though one thing that I do have to put out there, just because it's something that's been said a lot around in the LEGO community, is where is Kevin? Is she okay? Is she alright? Where is she? Now if you don't know who Kevin is, she is the bird who we happen across towards the end of the film as we're reaching our goal of Paradise Falls. Now as far as the box art for this set goes, I do understand why they weren't able to include her, and also just due to the price of this set being contained in that $60 price zone, and the likelihood of them maybe even wanting to make a new mold for her character, which I think would have been fantastic, though honestly I would have been fine if they even included a brick built version, maybe even just throw away this small piece of the fence to add some more of those parts there, but still getting those extra balloons I think helps when it comes to the lack of from the very top, because I think there is a big lack of balloons in the set, and also a lack of just space overall within the interior. Don't get me wrong, it's fantastic for the price, but I think the set could have been so much bigger than it was, and that could have just made it even better. So to start off, our builds included, I did want to take a look at the smallest build and the last build that we have within the set, which is this small little fence area with a patch of green to represent the fence around Carl's house. We also happen to get the mailbox over here, which unfortunately doesn't have the special details that you would see in the film, which is unfortunate. We have a cardboard box, and of course we have this helium tank, which allows us to fill up all of these balloons. We have a number of different pieces being used for these balloons. We have like these bowl bottom pieces, and we also have the actual balloon bottom piece that was introduced in the Angry Birds sets. Also have to point out that LEGO was kind enough to include a squirrel mold for Doug to chase around the yard. I love that they were able to include that. Starting from the exterior and working our way into the fully detailed interior of this house, I think it looks great from the outside. From the outside, this just looks really beautiful. One thing that I do have to complain about is the lack of stairs, though honestly, at the end of the day, who really cares? You also don't get too much space like in the interior when it comes to the front deck area, though LEGO did what they could. We get a sticker from the very front of the door which shows all the different locks and like the peek hole, which I think is amazing. We also get a little welcome mat. You can stand your minifigure on that jumper plate area. We also have the doorbell, and just so colorful. We have some of that lime green, the orange, and even the yellows and the blues, and even the pink from the very side of the build here. Another thing I have to mention is the fact of how beautiful this front piece of the house is. Some of the best building techniques included in this set, the building on the side and just getting the angling with these 1x2 cheese slope pieces. You can even see some great references inside the windows there, which we'll talk about shortly. Another interesting inclusion from the front is actually where the hose is, which I think is great that they were able to include that from the front. Love the detailing using these telescope pieces in that tan color. More windows from the very top, one that even juts out from the side of the roof, and some extra detailing using those dots pieces. One thing I do have to mention when it comes to the roof though is you do not want to pick it up from the roof because it is very delicate up here, especially as we move up. You can see that we have these balloons. These are attached using simple Technic connection, not very strong at all. Honestly, I wish that this could have just ran through the entire building, though I don't know how possible that would have been. You can also see that we do get a lot of balloons in this set, though probably not as many as some people were hoping. We get them in a variety of different colors, and just as I said before, when it comes to that small fence piece, they're all pretty much in the same color scheme with that yellow, dark purple, red, lime green, and that lighter blue. All coming with varying size stick pieces and connected using that clip piece connection, so you can see that these can move around, up and down, in order to form that big bundle of balloons that you see jutting out from the house. Another small reference, which I also really like seeing included here, is that we get the weather vane with that chicken piece. I think we may have even seen that piece in that color before, I'm not 100% sure. Though you can also spin this around whatever way that you want, or more so just spin the chicken around. If I move these sections apart, you can see that we have just this pole piece being connected by a jumper plate. So this is very delicate, this section, so if you play around with it too much, it will fall off. Entering the interior of Carl's house, there is a lot going on in this set. So many stickers to create so many references. We're going to start with this room, which you find once you enter the house. You can see the sticker from the back of the door with all of the locks in the peek hole. Oh my gosh, love that they were able to include that. We also have the clock from the side with some building on the side. Love how they did that. We have this picture of a bird, which doesn't quite make up for not having Kevin in here. We also have a little potted plant, which adds some extra detail. Moving on to the living room, there's so much going on. We have a picture of some trees. We have an original picture of Ellie when she was younger. The wedding picture of both Ellie and Carl, when they were younger. I love that. And even a picture of Ellie when she got older. And this giant painting over here of Paradise Falls, their dream. Oh, so amazing that they were able to include that. Another really amazing reference over here is that we have that little bird which was on the mantle of the fireplace. I love that they were able to include that. We even have a little compass over here, printed 1x1, which we have seen before. In the back, you can see a printed 1x2 tile for a piece of mail. And probably my favorite exclusive print of this set, which I'll have to take out to show you. Probably my favorite exclusive print of this set has to be the inclusion of the Paradise Falls collecting jar, where you not only get a print from the front which says Paradise Falls, but from the back you have this print with some money in it. I love that they were able to include this, so amazing. Took a minute to get that thing back where it was supposed to be, because this room is so much smaller than it should be. We only get one of the two chairs that are supposed to be in this room. We get Carl's chair, so you can sit him down nice and easily in there. And you can even remove that from the situation if you think it's too cramped. It's just connected by some studs over there. Looks like I even broke the house while I was putting this thing back in. But anyways, really wish that they made this living room section just a touch bigger, so then we could not only get the chair for Carl, but we could have gotten Ellie's chair, which is yet another thing that he held on to after her death that should have been included in here. I just think it should have been included. It's just disappointing that it wasn't. Now, the last two things that I have to talk about over here is the inclusion of this little lamp, which is a nice build, and also this gramophone, which uses a mining hat, which you can't really see that that's a mining hat, but just take my word for it. Finishing up the interior, the top floor, we have the bedroom, where you can have a bed for Carl. Ellie doesn't fit in there, of course, with it being so small. And we have another stickered portrait over here of Ellie riding a bicycle. Really love that they included that as well. And we have possibly two more of my most favorite references of this set. First off, we have a nice little TV build with lots of building on the side. Love how they use this piece for the side of the TV. Antennae, which you can move back and forth to get the best signal. And best of all, a stickered 2x3 tile piece, which features the program from the start of the film to the town news, showing the spirit of adventure and Charles Muntz's journey to try and get to Paradise Falls. I think it's really great that they were able to include this reference. It's one that I wasn't really expecting, and also it is kind of interesting to see the TV up here when it probably should have been down there. I'm not sure. But anyways, behind the TV we have this nice little bin, and inside here, I love that this was included. We have Carl and Ellie's adventure book, which is stickered. It is disappointing that it's stickered and not printed, but it is what it is. But what is probably more annoying to me is the fact that inside here we have a printed 1x2 tile which says Once Upon a Time. I don't think it would say that in there. I wish that they included a special 1x2 print of some type. I think that would have been really neat. But still, just getting this book and looking at it like this, it's fantastic and works very well as an accessory to go with Carl. So overall, for $60, is this set worth it? I mean, as a minifigure Disney set, this should definitely be a set on your radar. You get 2 exclusive minifigures of Carl Fredricksen as well as Russell, and you even get a brand new mold for Doug, which is something that I'm so ecstatic to see in a LEGO set. It is a little disappointing that Kevin is not included in the set, but maybe she'll make an appearance in a future set. Considering the sales of this thing, I wouldn't be surprised if LEGO is planning to eventually, once we see the next anniversary of UP, release a direct-to-consumer based set of this house, which will be so much more detailed and sized up enough maybe to even include a lot of the references that were missing in here, and even give us some minifigures that we didn't even get in this set. I would love to see them include an Ellie minifigure. Honestly, the set is so much fun. The references are fantastic, though really at the end of the day, it comes down to this thing just being so small that it could have been so much better if this was made at, say, like $100 price point, just so then we can fit in a lot of these different references. I do consider size a problem, especially when it comes to having to fit my giant hands inside a set like this. Of course, kids will have no problem, and this set is designed with them in mind at that $60 price point, so then more fans can actually afford getting this set and these desirable minifigures. So yeah, that's all that I have to say for this video. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below, what your thoughts are on this set. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so every time I upload a new video. So yeah, that's it for now, and I will see you next time. Bye!